I'm James Williams.
I'm Gini Williams.
And our oldest daughter's name is Kiley Joy, and she's a little over 4 years old now. And Kiley has a very rare genetic disorder called Angelman syndrome. Angelman syndrome is basically the deletion of the 15th chromosome. We visited all the neurologists and different doctors, you name it, we've been to them. What we were told was that not to expect Kiley to ever walk. She will not talk, really no mental comprehension, and that children with Angelman will develop severe seizure conditions.
And also they have feeding disorders, eating, usually they're fed through a G-tube, can't feed, no self-feeding, sleeping disorders.
Yeah, severe sleeping disorders, they're known to not sleep. Basically, the week after we found out about Kiley's diagnosis, we were talking about this the other day, was our first week at Crossline Church. Basically, JP's message was on miracles and the power of miracles, and that God's in the business of answering prayer. When you pray, either two things are going to happen. God's going to tell you otherwise, like stop praying, it's not going to happen. Or two, to keep praying. A couple months after that, we started a thing on Tuesday nights where we started basically coming together at 7 o'clock Tuesday night. Friends, family, people for Kiley coming and praying for her. One kind of big shock that hit us, I would say, was on Thanksgiving Day, 2007, about 10 minutes before we were to eat, little Kiley went into a major seizure.
That was her first one.
First one, and it was big. She seized there, she seized all the way to the hospital, and then seized on the hospital bed. They did all these tests, and basically at the end of that, the neurologist on staff there kind of came to us and said, based on Kiley's condition with Angelman syndrome and with the seizure condition, basically get ready. Here it comes. Life of severe seizure disorder, multiple, possibly a day, is coming your way. So since that time, we've just been praying like crazy for no seizures. Last Thanksgiving, we celebrated 1 year with no seizures whatsoever. So, God's in the business of answering prayers.
She's in therapy 4 or 5 times a week, every day. She is, after a ton of feeding therapy, she does feed herself.
That's right. She's a feeding machine. Yeah,
she
loves to eat. Loves to eat. When Kiley was about 2 and a half, she did start to crawl, which was pretty neat. But basically, she just said, once again, don't expect her to walk.
One Sunday morning at church, JP did a message on the body of believers and the different gifts that we all bring together as a congregation and as a body of believers, and as the body of Christ. And then he kind of asked if there was anyone in our congregation who needed prayer for anything, and that as a body of believers together, we were going to pray for each other's needs. And so, several families raised their hands, and we prayed for different needs in the church. And James and I brought Kiley forward. We shared really briefly Kiley's story with the church, and the elders came and kind of laid hands on Kiley right there. And as the congregation, we prayed for Kiley and prayed, for God to heal her and for miraculous things in her life. And then what happened next truly blew us away.
If you need a miracle, just remember that this little girl now walks. So don't be afraid to ask him. Let's sing this song together with this great example and belief and truth that God does miracles and that he is our healer.